Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Let's go. It is 6:06, and all of my instincts, all of my years in radio and my training, properly starting off a show on a Thursday like this with what's going on outside, had every indication to start off with Ice Ice Baby from Vanilla Ice. And I said to myself, I can't be that guy. I'm not going to be that radio guy. Nah, I'm not going to do it.
Ooh, do it.
No, we're not going to do that. We're authentic here. We're real, and we're not going to do that.
I like that song.
I don't hate it either. In fact, he was the one that was supposed to perform at the White Sox. Now, not
Don't
last
even
season.
remind me. I don't think the White Sox messed up for me.
Well, it was that weird shooting in the stands where the woman had the gun in her fat rolls, and we never heard the final answer on that one.
I think that is the final answer on that. What more do you need to know?
They really, that was airtight, man. We know more about the person whose helicopter took on a plane than we do that lady. Like, what happened?
I mean, it should have been investigated. Inside a Major League ballpark, a bullet was shot, and somebody was hit, and we don't know the answer to this day. That wasn't last season. That was the season before, and then Vanilla Ice was supposed to perform afterward and lost all his street cred when he didn't perform just because a shot was fired in the Major League ballpark he was supposed to perform in.
Not his call. Not fair.
Well, he was hung from a balcony from Suge Knight. We all know that from Behind the Music.
That's right.
He's been through enough.
He's like, look at it. Suge Knight hung me from a balcony, much like you might remember from Johnny Drama and Entourage, where they reenacted that scene. Everything goes back to Entourage.
Whether you wanted to or not.
But I mean, I'm here to tell you.
Always against my will. Always.
Kenzie's held prisoner, Entourage jail. But I'm telling you, from Waukegan, I don't care where you're on the south side, it is a sheet of ice out there. And the main roads, I think, are okay, like your main highways, the Kennedy, the Ike, and the Stevenson. But the side streets, they are an ice skating rink. They look like a Zamboni just went over, and it's perfect. I bit it this morning. I skidded out.
Did you?
Yeah, I thought I broke my arm this morning. I know you would have liked that because you got a day off probably.
I
maybe.
know. I was just going to say, I was that close, huh?
I spread salt for all the way around. I'm so generous. You know, I did it for other people's cars. My babysitter came over to take Harper to daycare today because Megan's on a business trip. Got it all the way to her car. Didn't get to my car. And I was like, I'll be all right. And then instantly I just bite it, go airborne, like Tony Hawk tried to pull a trick and didn't make it.
Wait, you put salt on people's cars?
Oh, yeah, on the car too. Yeah, on the windshield.
You said you salted everyone's car.
Yeah, in my little parking area there.
You can't put salt on the cars.
How do you get the ice off the windshield?
You did not do that.
I have no CD cases around to scrape it with.
That's right. So what are you supposed to do? I bit it too. This has been a very tough morning. I think everybody in the studio, other than Kenzie, has been personally victimized by the ice this morning because I fell and my hand really hurts.
You fell on your hand.
I fell 250 pounds of me fell onto my right hand, my fat ass.
Hey. I think it's 246.8 now.
I think it's 244.
What?
Oh,
yeah, that's right. He took a bigger drop
you're
last.
so skinny. Your hand should feel nothing.
I know. That's why I didn't break my wrist, is that I'm down to 244. 245, I would have broke my wrist.
It's like a feather fell on your hand. Who cares?
It's like Case slipped and he went up in the sky.
Yeah, like a balloon.
I never came down.
It's like heaven.
I'm broadcasting from a cloud this morning.
Yeah, more people checking in from Waukegan saying, the ice, the farther north you go is bad. But like I said, we're in the city. It doesn't matter if you're in the south side, wherever. But Waukegan, when you walk outside, man, it is slippery.
Not good.
All right, so that's going on. Now, something huge. Yes.
Ice baby.
Monstrous concert announcement. Huge concert announcement. I'm just going to give it away right now for everybody.
No, do not do that.
Vanilla Ice has
my God, is he coming back?
He has rescheduled his performance at the rate. I knew I couldn't get through the whole break without hitting it. No, that's not it. Although there probably are some really good special shows coming up after games this summer. We talked about the great promotional items they always have at the rate. But So coming up at 9 a.m., put that in your phone right now. This is a monstrous, huge concert announcement. There is one tease I want to give.
I have a really good hint, but you give yours.
If I tell the time frame, is that giving away too much? Like
The time frame of the show?
yeah, like I'm stunned that we're giving this announcement and the show is not that far away.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Just say the month, not the day.
Can I say the month?
Say the month.
March.
Okay, that's next month.
Yeah,
What does it rhyme with? Nobody told me about the show, just in case anyone's wondering.
the artist rhymes with
Do not do it.
Schmortion.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, a great song about Chicago. Now, a fact that makes your brain go. 38% of Chicagoans have a first date, and then this happens after that first date. Now, I will say I'm stunned by this, and it's never happened to me.
Okay, wait, say it one more time.
So 38% of Chicagoans, they have a first date, and then
Okay.
this happens after, 38% of them, this happens to them after the first date. Never happened to me. I'm stunned by this statistic when I give you the answer in 5 minutes. But if you can, maybe it's kind of tough to take a guess on this, Kenzie, but if you have something, an idea maybe in your head.
I would say 38% get rejected for a second date well on the first one.
It's a really good guess. Oh, while they're even on the first one, you said?
Yeah, like they're like, Dara, you have any plans next week? And you're like, yeah, I'm super busy. And you're like, oh my God. You can immediately tell they're not interested in going out with you again.
Yeah. The biggest lie ever told to someone is, I've got to get up early tomorrow. That kind of thing. Because if you like somebody, you will sacrifice everything.
Well, the other big one with modern technology is if you text somebody, they don't respond for a while. Oh, sorry, I wasn't by my phone. You're always by your phone. What are you talking about?
Unless you're trying to talk to somebody who's, well, they have to be, unless you're in a relationship, a single parent, because maybe, in fairness, they were by their phone. But besides that, they're by their phone.
But if days go by, they're going to get by the phone at some point.
No, if it's days, yeah, you're right.
If it's an hour, it's too much.
Yeah. You ever text somebody the one text, and you're, because now you don't text the big long text, you do multiples.
You've learned.
I've learned. So you get the one text out there, and the bubbles start before you even got the second part out, and you're like, oh no, I'm not done with my thought, and crap. Everything's ruined.
The trigger finger. Hello, settle down.
There's people that we know that have the phone just on their chest at every moment, and they're ready to answer immediately.
Ready to send a voice memo at a moment's notice.
I cannot get done with these voice memos.
No?
They bother me so much.
Why?
Because I don't have time. When I get a voice memo, if it's over 10 seconds, I'm like, and like there's always somebody around in my house. And I'm going to go to a closet and shut the door in case it's like personal information. I hate them.
You got to do this,
Text
Kenzie.
it to me so I can get there. Yeah, I might try to turn it on. My baby's trying to smack the phone out of my hand. Like, my son walks in the room and is like, what is that? What are they talking about? I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I agree. It's a trend that I don't like.
I hate it.
Because it also seems pretentious that I actually want to hear from you. Just send the text. Give me the information.
I don't care if it takes a long time. It takes a long time for me to listen. And you know what? You take liberties on a voice memo, which is annoying.
Yeah.
I have a friend who recently had some drama, and she sent me a voice memo. It was 7 minutes long.
Just call
because
you.
She trailed. Because she was like, oh my God, side note, da-da-da. You wouldn't have I don't have time for this. Like, you're just bored.
Yeah, have a phone call then. It shows that they want to send you your voice, but they don't want to hear your voice.
But I'm supposed to just sit here. I don't even get to watch my favorite shows. I don't have time for a 7-minute voice memo.
Yeah.
Text it. Edit yourself.
All right, okay, so after a first date in Chicago, 38% of people have this happen after that date. What do you think it is? And I'm shocked. It's never happened to me.
They find out that the person they went on a date with has also dated one of their friends.
Wow. That's a mind blower. Well, I'll tell you in 5 minutes. What ever happened to you, by the way?
No, I don't go out with enough people statistically that doesn't add up.
That's sad.
That's okay.
My favorite guest on the text line already, 630, said, do cocaine together.
Well, we'll
38%.
We'll find out if it's one of those. By the way, they call that Eskimo Brothers case.
No, I know. I just don't have one.
Oh, that's too bad. You know what Eskimo
That's if you've slept with the same person, not if you've dated the same person.
Well, if you date, you slept, right?
No, because if you're on a first date, I don't think you've slept with them prior to the first date very often. So now they've just slept with your girl and you haven't, which is worse.
So you're a half an Eskimo.
Yeah, that's right. A step Eskimo.
You're a one of those dogs that pull the sleds.
Oh, one of the
Huskies.
The Iditarod is the race, but the Husky is the dog.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll get to the fact that until you know what 38% of people in Chicago have happened to them after the first date. I'm shocked by this. It's never happened to me. 4 minutes away.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 with a fact that makes your brain go. 38% of Chicagoans go on a first date, and then this happens to them after that first date. And I've said I'm stunned by this stat because it's never happened to me. Kenzie guessed that. What'd you guess, Kenzie? I'm sorry.
That they get denied for the second date during their first date. So then you're stuck on this date knowing that they never want to see you again.
Correct. And then Case said
that you find out that your friend has also dated that person.
Got it. And a lot of listeners did say do cocaine together afterward. They texted that in.
38%?
That's not the answer. I find this stunning. I have a feeling that Case will not find it stunning, but Kenzie will be with me and find this stunning, this statistic. That 38% of people after a first date in Chicago have decided they don't want to go out with that person anymore, but they are actually friends and become longtime friends. They don't just say, let's just be friends. They actually become friends and hang out as friends.
Okay.
Do you agree with me, Kenzie? Are you on my side that that's really shocking? Almost 40% of people become friends with someone they went out with and then,
So one of my really good friends who's a guy, this happened to, and they're best friends and they go to everything together.
I also have friends in this situation. I don't understand it. And they actually hang out with their current husband or wife with the friend that they went out with and then didn't agree not to become romantic and then they stayed friends. I don't understand that at all. I am.
How much time would have needed to pass? Like if Megan went on a date with somebody when she was 20, like would it be okay now?
No.
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 And I don't think anything's going to happen. I'm not, jealous or anything in that way.
No, you don't sound like it either.
I'm just saying there's enough other people out there to let that one go and make a random new friend. You don't need to have that person that lusted after you because being a guy, I know that you can never sometimes let go of those feelings. And
what are you trying to say about people who are your friends?
Wait a minute, my friends. Wait, I'm trying to understand the question.
It makes it sound like you wish you could have slept with all of the friends you were, who are girls in your life. You're like, as a guy, trust me, I know they're not really friends.
Yeah, well, duh. No, I'm kidding.
That's so cruel. Oh, my God.
No, I'm just saying that if you agree not to be romantic and then you get romantic with somebody else, that person doesn't need to be in your circle, the other person.
But you've agreed not to be romantic.
It doesn't matter because at some
Even
point...
if you never were, because this is first date. This isn't we dated for a long time, broke up, and now we're friends. Because I could see people being like, I don't know, you had a whole relationship there, that's a lot. This is first date, which means you may have never even kissed or held hands. Or this means you had dinner together. Maybe.
Okay.
Like without romantic feelings.
Dare I ask Kenzie this question? Has your husband gone out with somebody that he dated once and then they became friends?
No.
Now, are those women in the lake behind your house?
No. No. None of them. I'm trying to think of his friends who are girls, which is not many.
Because they're dead in the lake behind the house.
No, any of his friends who were girls were a legitimate a co-host in a situation. Like I think we could all say that we're friends. Like it was a work environment.
That's okay because he didn't try to date.
Friendship.
Yeah,
so any of his friends who were girls were genuinely through work.
Yeah, didn't go on a date.
No.
Which is fine. How about you going out with an ex and your husband thought it was okay?
No, listen, absolutely not. My husband's like, you saw that guy once? Why are you still following him on Instagram? I'm like, what in the world? I don't even know this person existed anymore.
Well, that's another whole wrinkle to it that you can keep in touch that way with an ex. You know what I mean?
But it's not even an ex. It's I'm like, well, that was actually a friend. It's like, oh, you followed him still. I'm like, okay.
It's my cousin. Can I call him my cousin, please?
So, no. But I didn't date very much. So...
Yeah.
I've been in multiple long-term relationships, so I really don't have anybody that I went on like a bunch of first date with, or I don't really have that.
Now, my guess is that Case is friends with a lot of people that he went on at least one date with.
Friends with a lot of people that I went on at least one date with. Friends with a lot of people who I wanted to date, but they were like, I'm good, let's just be friends.
I can think of 3 of those off the bat that are yours.
Most of my friends are just women that didn't want to date me, but I was like, oh, I still like hanging out with you.
But does that bother Mackenzie, your girlfriend, that she knows that you wanted to date some of the girls that you're like texting?
No, because I don't like texting anybody. But if I like hang out with them, no, because what are they gonna do? Sleep with me? That's not gonna happen. That doesn't happen with my girlfriend that much, you know.
Oh, jeez! Wow,
a man on an island over here.
Well, that makes it scarier though, because if you don't have a good active sex life with your current significant other, then you're just out there with a loaded gun.
That's right.
In the streets.
I've never thought about having a loaded gun like that before.
That's why we take care of business over here.
I mean, I can't see below the desk of our board here, but you got a loaded gun down there.
Yeah, some people have said.
Now, Allie, our great crew member, checked in and said, Brian, that's so unfair. Like one of Kenzie's best guy friends officiated her wedding. Yeah, that's fine, but she didn't date that guy.
It was also Justin's best friend first.
Yeah. I want to make it clear that it's someone that you went on a date with and then became friends, not just a guy. Kenzie can have guy friends and I can have girl friends, but not someone that I dated before. That's my rule anyway. That's my rule. And Megan doesn't put that pressure on me. I don't think she cares, but I wouldn't like it if she did it, and I'm sure she wouldn't like it if I did it overall. Like, you know, hey, I went out with this girl. Yeah, she's coming over for dinner.
I'm not nuts about exes being friends. We're like, we're just so close now. It's like, I'm not going to do that. Nobody you've slept with is going to be at the wedding. Just hands down, no.
I think that's a good rule. I think that's a good rule to go
needed. There's I agree with Brian in the sense of like, there's a lot of people on this planet. Just figure it out. You'll be okay.
There's 8, was it 7 billion now?
I think 8.
I thought it was 9. How many
it
people
was
are
8
there?
for a long time.
Let's see.
This is important. You got to stick the landing on this.
According to 2023, the last statistic, there's 8.25 billion people on Earth.
Nothing but net. I'm always right.
Yeah. Also, you can't find another friend?
No, finding friends is hard.
Yeah, but you have to find the one that you wanted to sleep with at one point?
That makes it easier.
To be a friend?
It's so hard to make friends.
I would argue, Brian, it is safer to let your wife be friends with somebody she went on one date with and was like, I do not want to sleep with this person ever, than to let her bump into a new man she's not made that decision about and be friends with him.
He's like, hey, so you're kind of single and ready to mingle? Some guy with a plaid sport coat and a mustache?
Was he a college professor?
All right, well, there you go. There's the fact. Makes your brain go, boom. Another fact for you that will come back here in 4 minutes. And do you know what a gooner is?
No.
We're going to tell you what a gooner is and why that caused havoc with the show yesterday with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So in 4 minutes, we'll explain that. The gooners ruined the show yesterday. And that's coming up.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Well, we have sports coming up. It's the most astounding fact of a Chicago sports team on what one of them did yesterday. The most astounding in the history of Chicago sports. And we'll get to that because we got to pour one out first. That's about 3 minutes away. We have to pour one out for Kenzie's picture she posted of eating a chicken wing while being body painted. And it was appropriately blurred out for our internet, the Q101 Facebook page. It's our own internet. We have our own stuff.
Fiber optic cables and such. You know how it is.
Yeah, we have a cable that goes to your house, so you can go to our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, our Snapchat, our Instagram, our TikTok, everything. Because this picture went up with Kenzie's approval of a blurred out photo. Very blurred out.
Very.
I mean, blurred. Quite. And thought that'd be fine, right? That'd be okay. Nope. The gooners ruined it. And this is a word I just learned yesterday, so I like using it, gooner.
It's like
I don't know what that means.
Kenzie, it's like I gave a kid a new toy. Brian can't stop saying the word gooner now.
Now,
Oh my God.
I want to make reference on the text line is blown up. It's not a, quote, foolish person who supports Arsenal Football Club.
No, it's not a soccer-related insult.
I like Arsenal. I got friends that are Arsenal fans. It's not the soccer club fans of Arsenal. Kenzie, what do you think a gooner is? that ruined your picture. We had to take it down.
A gooner who ruined the photo.
It made you have to take it down.
I don't know, like some annoying person who kept putting up facts about different things into the picture because I feel like that kept happening. Like,
Overanalyzing the picture.
yes.
Well, if we go to Urban Dictionary, which is right about everything, a gooner, what are you say?
Go. I don't want to stop you. You're in the zone right now.
Okay, a gooner is one who is completely and miserably addicted to porn,
Okay.
but embraces it and loves it. Quote, I watch porn every day. I think I'm becoming a gooner. That's a gooner. And they're harmless people. They're not mean.
They're normally harmless. Best case scenario, they're harmless.
Yeah.
They are very excited about the amount of porn they're consuming.
And this picture was by no means in that realm.
No.
I was going to say, I would like to clarify that even the picture that wasn't blurry showed nothing.
Right. We could have put up the other picture and it would have been fine. The regular
this
picture.
wasn't a nude photo.
Right. It would have been fine. But the gooners polluted our Facebook and Instagram to the point where we had to take it down because the regular good folk that go to our social media were not getting access anymore because the gooners took it over.
I was inundated with texts and DMs, and I saw a ton of comments yesterday about how people didn't know they were so attracted to pixelated photos, and they were going to block out and cancel their weekend plans because those photos on our Facebook page. And again, it was all complimentary towards Kenzie, but it was too complimentary towards Kenzie.
So it was too gooner.
Too gooner.
Ew.
I don't know, Kenzie, if you have a statement or a message to the gooners out there.
I just find someone else. Find someone else to goon with.
Is gooning a verb?
Well, what is a verb?
The act of doing something, like you're doing a noun.
Yeah.
Like a gooner is a noun.
Yeah.
That's a person. A verb is
gooning is a verb.
Yeah.
And they were fully gooned out yesterday. The photo has now gone into the Q101 archives. Perhaps, maybe, fingers crossed, we raise X number of dollars for God Bless the Gravy this year. Maybe the photo returns. I don't know. We'll see.
Nah.
The gooners got to us yesterday. For the safety of Q101, we had to take it down.
Yeah. Yep. The gooners.
The safety of Q101.
You're a part of it.
Well, just me, though. I don't think everyone was like, wow, let me get Brian Phillips.
No, I think the gooners actually went to his page, too.
Yeah, after that.
Made some really, really weird Brian Phillips comments about, I don't know, the Smiths and
He's
him.
trying to post a Lemonhead song, and people are gooning on his Facebook page.
Poor Brian Phillips got lumped into this, too. So the picture's gone, and the gooners ruined it, and we just try to have the show, and we protect our girl Kenzie to death, take a bullet for her. And
I want to see it.
I would take a bullet from you from a gooner. If the
gooner?
If the gooner was, I would do that.
Gooners gone wild?
Yeah, that's a target. I don't want to get too much in that. Nothing's going to happen there. I'm protecting Kenzie to death, and the gooners, shame on you.
Take a deep breath, gooners.
Look in the mirror, you gooners, the one that did that. All right, here we go. Coming up in sports in 3 minutes, one of the most astounding things to happen ever in Chicago sports history happened yesterday. We'll tell you what team did it and how ridiculous it is. That's the word I'll use right now. It's Brian and Kenzie, Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.